The camp is closed, Rat. Get away from the gate.
But I have to come in. It's urgent. What happened?
There's no understanding you, Worms. Always wanting to get out of here. Once you're outside, you're dying to get back in. One of our soldiers was killed.
In any case, you don't have to worry. That bracelet means you don't have to hide from them.
And the camp will remain closed until the matter is cleared up. So take a hike.
There was an attack?
Yes. Someone hit one of the sentries in the watchtowers with a rock and made him fall out. He was killed instantly. Luckily, it seems there was a witness who saw the perpetrators launch the projectile, and they've been detained. But we never trust the testimony of a rat, so we're waiting for the criminals to confess or for the murder weapon to turn up.
But they're just a couple of scared kids. Don't you see that? What are you planning on doing with them?
Killing an official is punishable by death.
You know that's one of the privileges that comes with it.
And martial law is quite clear in this respect. They acted as adults, and they will pay for their actions as adults. As soon as they confess, or we find the weapon they used to commit the crime, we'll take care of matters. Do you have a problem with the law being enforced?
You're nothing but a gang of warped psychopathic pigs.
One more word and I'll blow your head off right now, bastard. I couldn't care less what privileges that bracelet might give you. Get out of my sight.
Those pigs are gonna kill the boys, and it'll be my fault. I'll be responsible for their deaths. I can't let that happen. And you? Do you people have to hide? I have to do something, and fast. But what? I'm not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower sentry. You have to let those boys go. They're innocent. You've got the wrong people.
What are you insinuating, rat? You better have a good reason for saying something like that, or we'll splatter your brains all over the wall of shame, and then use the kids for target practice.
I know who the guilty party is. I know who committed the crime, and I know where he is.
Hey, we've got to hear this.
Something fails all of a sudden.
We try to stay out of their way.
Start talking, rat.
Okay, here goes. I hope those pigs take the bait, because if they find out the truth, I'm a dead man. The murderer was a deranged man I met in the city a few hours ago. He told me he was desperate, tired of the humiliation and violence he had to face every day. He was determined to do something crazy. I didn't believe him at the time, but now I see that he wasn't kidding. After the attack, he committed suicide by jumping into the cesspit next to the camp road. You'll find him there. His face is unrecognizable from hitting the rocks and scraping against the rubble.
The first rule is be home before curfew.
But I'm sure you'll find the murder weapon next to his body.
We'll check out your story and see if it holds up.
We found the guilty party with the murder weapon. Let those kids go. And unlock the camp gate. Over.
You can come in now, rat. Hey, rat, I don't think that motorcycle belongs to you. Or at least I don't remember seeing your name on it anywhere. Am I mistaken?
Are you one of those people who have no respect for private property, bastard? Do you know what we do in this camp with people like you?
I'm beginning to get an idea. I was just curious about this thing. I'm stepping away.
What part of the words get lost don't you understand, rat?
Anyone who isn't gets dragged off to refugee camp.
You'd better have a good reason for getting that close to the gate, rat.
Sorry, sometimes I'm a little hard of hearing. I'm moving away from it.
Where do you think you're going, rat? No one leaves here without a pass, unless it's with a bullet between the eyes.
Yes, and we can take care of that for you if you don't get away from that gate. Come on, scumbag, stick your neck out. We could use a little entertainment tonight.
What's the matter, rat? Cat got your tongue?
I think it's best if I get away from the gate. I'm afraid their threats are deadly serious. Sorry, guys. I'm not looking for trouble.
Now that's what I like to hear. That's a good boy.
That's one of the strictest laws the Great Wave imposed upon this city.
Go through that gate, and I'll blow your head off with one shot, rat.
Do you need to get a closer look at what I have on my wrist?
Wait a minute. Look, he's got on one of those ID bracelets the camp moles wear. Those cockroaches are very useful to us in here. Lower your gun and let him leave.
You heard him. Get out of here, rat.
The barbed wire surrounding the camp is incredibly tangled, and the barbs look like they'd tear you to pieces. It looks like the army wanted to make it very difficult for anyone who might get the bright idea of trying to escape. You can see bits of clothing caught on some stretches of wire, and even strands of hair. And do you know how things are elsewhere? Do you get news from outside? This is the barrier that vehicles pass through to get in and out of the camp. The soldiers keep it lowered and extremely well guarded. The vehicle barrier is down, and a sentry stops anyone trying to enter on foot. I'm afraid that the refugee camp is locked up tight. This is the barrier that vehicles pass through to get in and out of the camp.